Why can't I have both? I want both.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Hey everyone, it's Jordan Faith. Here on my channel, I focus on wavy hair content. Those of us with fine, lower density wavy hair like mine kind of have to choose between volume and definition. Today I'll be showing you how to use these same exact products in two different ways, one focused on volume and the other focused on definition. I'm gonna show you how I adjust a routine depending on the outcome that I want. Let's go ahead and get started. My hair is clean and wet and product free, and I'm just parting it down the middle before getting started. First, I'm using the Keratin Curly Leave-In Conditioner, and I'm only using a very tiny amount on the volume side. I would typically skip leave-in conditioner altogether if I was aiming for max volume for me, but for the sake of this video showing how to adjust your routine and product amounts with the same exact product lineup, I wanted to keep it consistent and show the small amount I'd use if I were using leave-in. I'm raking and brushing it through, making sure to lift out and away from my scalp so my roots won't lay as flat. You might have seen me, or maybe Mains by Mel, use a wide tooth comb to separate clumps for more volume, but today I wanted to show you that you can do the same thing with a large claw clip. For the definition side, I'm taking quite a bit more leave-in, but still a small amount because I don't want to weigh down my loose waves. I'm raking and brushing it through, then I'm just going to quickly go through and brush again in small sections to encourage more definition. So I'm using that clip to get the top section up and out of the way so I can do the bottom first, then I'll do the top. This isn't precise at all, and I'm just doing it really fast to add that little bit of extra definition. I also have my spray bottle handy to add more water to the definition side as needed to keep the clumps a little larger and help reduce frizz. Now I'm using the Verb Curl Foaming Gel. I'm starting with 4 pumps on the volume side, just patted and smoothed onto my hair, then scrunched in. I'm also going to zhuzh my roots a bit as I apply this to make sure they have some movement and aren't sticking down to my head. I'm not worried about breaking up my clumps or causing too much frizz because I want lots of separation so that my hair looks more voluminous in the end. I'm adding 3 more pumps of the foaming gel applied the same way. This product is super light so it doesn't stretch out my waves, but it gives me a nice soft to medium hold. Next, I'm using 3 pumps on the definition side, applied with praying hands and scrunching. My hair is more wet on this side, and I'm scrunching and pulsing a little more delicately so that my clumps remain more intact. And again, I'll be adding more water as needed. This really helps the hair stick together in those defined clumps. Now I'm using the Giovanni LA Hold Gel, about a dime-sized amount for the volume side, gently smoothed on and scrunched in. This is going to provide a little more hold without adding too much weight to my hair so that it'll stay bouncy and light. I'm using a lot more gel on the definition side to hold everything together and to aim for a little bit of a cast so that I can keep as much definition as possible through the drying process. I'm going to microplop as normal with my hair towel draped over my hand so I can squeeze out extra water before diffusing. My volume side isn't as wet, so I'm just quickly scrunching to get out that little bit of extra water. Then I'm microplopping on my definition side a lot more precisely and making sure to squeeze really firmly to remove lots of extra water without disturbing the hair and breaking up the definition. I won't be touching this side again for a little while. I'm adding 3 last little pumps to the volume side to boost it up. Then I'm going to start the diffusing process. I'm sticking the diffuser right into my roots as a start and pressing upwards to encourage that root lift that I'm aiming for with this whole volume routine. I'm using high speed and medium to low heat on this side. My roots are very smooth and straight because I have a super loose wave pattern, so it's really difficult to get them to have any noticeable volume. Focusing on them at the start of the drying process like this does help a bit though. I'll also be pixie diffusing to get my waves to spring up, because the less elongated they are, the bigger my hair is able to look. For the definition side, I don't want to touch it until it starts to form a bit of a cast, because I don't want to cause any extra frizz or cause the clumps to separate too much. I'll be mostly hover diffusing on high speed and high heat until a cast forms. I finished the drying process off camera, and I did do a little bit of pixie diffusing for the definition side near the end after a light cast had formed. Of course, making sure to turn the dryer off before moving between sections. The whole time, I was alternating sides every couple minutes during the 20 minutes I spent diffusing, so each side was diffused for about 10 minutes in total, and I ended up air drying the rest of the way like I normally do. But you can see the difference between the two sides in my styled and still damp hair here. And this is how different the sides look now that they are fully dry, but before being fluffed to finish the looks. I'm going to fluff a little more gently on my definition side so I don't cause too much frizz or break up any definition that I've created. And I'm going to fluff a little more aggressively on my volume side to really try to give it some oomph. And these are the results. It may not be the most drastic side by side because I just don't have a whole lot of hair, but you can definitely tell a difference. You can see that the volume side is bigger, a little bit higher, not too high at the roots because I am very volume challenged, especially at the top of my head, but it's not super clumped together, so it looks bigger all around. It looks a little bit more dense. It does have some more frizz, but that adds to the volume, and it's not excessive. It doesn't look messy, and of course it feels very nice and light. My definition side is very defined. It's a lot shinier because that hair is really clumped together, so it can reflect the light really well, and it has less frizz. It's a little bit more elongated, and although it looks completely different, it also feels very nice and light because these products are the right sort of products for my hair. Of course, you can cater and choose the specific products based on the results that you want, but not everyone wants a multitude of products, and not everyone can afford to have multiple options of different stylers, and you can absolutely get very different results based on what you want with just a single lineup of products. Both of these routines, the volume and the definition, were super quick and simple, and I think they both turned out beautifully. You could even separate the definition side out just a little bit more if you wanted to, which might give me a touch more volume, but it absolutely depends on what you like. Everyone has a different preference for how their hair looks. As always, the products that I used are linked in the description below. Make sure to tell me in the comments what you usually aim for, volume or definition, or are you lucky enough to be able to achieve both? I hope this video helps. Please share it on your social media if you liked it and click the thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming content. I am branching out a little bit into fashion, body positivity, and lifestyle, but I will still have a heavy focus on all things wavy hair. Remember to love yourselves fully and faithfully, and I'll see you next time.